This anime tells the story of a student named Sakuraba Ittoki. At school, he is known as a model student who always attends study classes after school. Ittoki really wants to enjoy his youth and play with his friends. However, he could not skip because his childhood friend named Kusetsu always watched over him at the behest of Ittoki's mother. When Ittoki attended the next study class, he unexpectedly got involved in a traffic accident. At that time, suddenly a car lost control and almost hit him. Thanks to his athletic ability, Ittoki managed to jump to avoid the car and survive the incident. The next day, Ittoki managed to find a love letter in his shoe locker. The letter was from his junior named Tsubaki Satomi. When Ittoki met Satomi immediately expressed her feelings. Although Ittoki didn't know her very well, he accepted her feelings with sincerity. After school, Ittoki asked for permission to skip gymnastics class with the excuse that he would be attending an event with his friends. However, his mother soon learned that Ittoki was going to meet his girlfriend. And because Ittoki didn't know his girlfriend very well, his mother did not give her permission. However, Ittoki continued to meet Satomi in secret. When they were on a date, Satomi immediately invited Ittoki to her house. At that time, Satomi was being very aggressive, which made Ittoki feel awkward. Then when Ittoki tried to move away, he found a ninja who was watching him. Because they had been caught, they immediately attacked Ittoki openly. Fortunately, Kusetsu and the others knew about this, so they were able to protect him and immediately took Ittoki to a safe place. After escaping from the enemy, Ittoki was told that he is the 19th heir to the Ig ninja clan, while the group that was chasing him was from the Koga ninja clan, which is known as a large ninja group that possesses modern ninjutsu. Thanks to his hard work, Ittoki had already become quite proficient in the basics of becoming a ninja. Since the Koga clan had attacked openly, Ittoki was asked to join as a ninja to protect his clan. However, he had not yet been able to decide, as he still wanted to lead a normal life and go to school with his friends. However, after remembering his mother, Ittoki felt that he could not leave her alone. Therefore, he committed himself to becoming a skilled ninja. After the failure of the Koga clan's attempted attack on the IGA clan, Satomi's position was now in jeopardy. If she did not take action, she might be expelled from the clan or receive a severe punishment. Therefore, she was willing to do anything to improve her reputation. On the following day, Ittoki was asked to take the entrance exam for a special ninja academy. This was the only academy that could guarantee his safety and improve his abilities. A short time later, Ittoki and the others immediately headed to the exam seat. It turned out that the exam was held in a convenience store. To participate, they only had to mention the secret code and then enter the room as instructed. After all the participants had gathered, the officer began to explain the exam that they had to take. The exam turned out to be very simple. They only had to play hide and seek in the supermarket area, and the one who won would be declared a pass. When it was Kusetsu's turn, she easily found his target. But when it was Ittoki's turn, he unexpectedly paired up with Satomi, who was disguised as someone else. When the exam began, enemies began to appear one by one. Kusetsu had a direct confrontation with Satomi, but in a short time she lost track of her.
ここなら監視カメラは減らず口は
Meanwhile, Ittoki just focused on surviving. He tried to trigger the fire alarm to destroy the enemy's camouflage system. Although not everything went smoothly, in the end Ittoki was declared a pass in the exam. On the day of graduation, Ittoki said goodbye to his friends and said that he would continue high school in Tokyo. This separation made him feel sad, as it seemed that it would be difficult to meet them again. Then, when Ittoki and Kusetsu arrived in the Tokyo area, they took the subway that connected them to an island. On that island, they would learn and develop their skills as a ninja. When they got off the train, Ittoki met a student named Ryoko. For a moment, Ittoki felt like he could enjoy his new school life. However, not long after, someone else was looking for trouble with him. Fortunately, a student named Kirei immediately separated them and advised Ittoki not to get involved in trouble with the elite ninja group of Koga. Sometime later, they faced students from the Koga clan again. It turned out that the reason why they hated Ittoki so much was because there was news that their leader had been killed by the ninjas of the IGA clan. The next day, all the students began their combined training. They practiced how to wear the costumes and use the ninja core in training. Then, they competed to capture the manju that was on the island across the way. Almost all of the students had already used the costumes before, so they looked proficient when using them. However, Ittoki was trying it for the first time. and he had difficulty moving because he was not used to it and did not understand how to use it. When some of the students belittled him, Yuruko offered her help and taught him the basics of using the costume. Thanks to Ryoko's help, Ittoki was finally able to move and feel the power of the ninja core from the costume. Meanwhile, the other students began to compete for the limited manju. In the midst of the competition, there were also those who tried to cheat by stealing other people's manju. Knowing this, Ittoki felt called to fight him, even though his fighting ability was still limited. He managed to make his enemy regret it and reclaim the manju that had been stolen from Heir. The results of the investigation showed that Takashita from the Isekai clan was the suspect in the murder of the Koga clan leader. However, contrary to the accusation, Takashita denied and stated that he was not involved. Meanwhile, at the Ninja Academy, the students were studying basic ninja equipment. After the learning, the teacher will hold a written exam about the material that has been learned. Ittoki intends to study diligently in order to complete the exam. However, Heir suggested that they work together to steal the answer key. As the successor of the Seijie clan, Riko highly values the ninja equipment that has been developed by her clan. However, her father has the intention to end the clan generation and will not pass it on to his child. The reason is that they are experiencing income problems, especially because the Koga clan is trying to buy products at a cheap price and asking for something that is difficult to make. On the night before the exam, Ittoki and his friends began to carry out their plan to steal the answer key. They used a shuriken-shaped drone to search for the storage safe and the key to open it. After finding the location, their drone suddenly hit the door and attracted the attention of the teacher. Ittoki and the others immediately hid on the roof, while Kairi tried to divert attention so they could continue their plan. Elsewhere, Takashita was sneaking into a factory. However, Takashita could not find the object he was looking for, but he received information that the Koga clan was planning something big, namely targeting the ninja core inherited by the Isekai clan. Meanwhile, Ittoki and his friends managed to get the answer key. Unfortunately, the students from the Koga group had exchanged it earlier, so all their efforts were in vain. This happened not only because of the actions of the Koga group. Kusetsu realized that there was a member of her dormitory who had betrayed her. Suzaku is an individual who greatly respects Kishinmaru, and as a result, he is determined to avenge the death of the Koga clan leader by killing Ittoki. At the same time, the school holds a highly dangerous special examination where injuries and even deaths occur every year. The history of the Koga ninja always shows them taking the lead and constantly pressuring other clans for power. However, Kishinmaru is a Koga clan leader who has a different approach. He wants to collaborate with other ninja clans to create peace. Although the Isekai clan killed him, most people don't understand the motive behind the action. A few days before the special examination begins, Kairi leads a meeting to discuss strategies for facing the exam. Knowing that there is a traitor among them, Ittoki decides not to get involved with them. In the practical exam, Kusetsu suggests that it's time to strike back, and she plans to confront Suzaku to prevent him from attacking Ittoki. Ittoki disagrees with this plan, but after speaking with the headmaster, he becomes confident about what he needs to. To prepare for the exam, Kusetsu accompanies Ittoki in training. This time, the practical exam involves capturing ninja cores from opponents. That's why they practice fighting while trying to capture each other's ninja cores. On the night before the exam, they create a false ambush plan to deceive the traitor. When the exam begins, several of Suzaku's friends fall into traps, and Ittoki also manages to find the person who betrayed him. After successfully dealing with the traitor, Ittoki uses the disguise mask given by Ryuko to disguise himself, while Kusetsu goes to confront Suzaku. Unfortunately, Suzaku also uses a disguise mask and is facing Ittoki. Ittoki is not yet able to defeat him in battle, so he is forced to flee for his own survival. In the end, someone else stops Suzaku from a distance, allowing Ittoki to escape from the situation. As a descendant of the Fuma clan, Kairi was raised by her father not to trust anyone. She was instructed to deceive everyone and forbidden to form any meaningful relationships. All of this was important for the father to continue his clan's legacy without anyone knowing. During the summer vacation, she starts showing her true colors. Although Kairi appears friendly with Ittoki, she also works under Suzaku's orders. At that time, they were on vacation in the territory of the Isekai clan. When Ittoki and his mother were not around, Kairi began investigating their residence and reporting back to Suzaku. Meanwhile, Suzaku would use that information to participate in an attack on the Isekai clan. The next day, Ittoki and the others went to a shopping center. It turns out that almost all the merchants there were ninjas. They no longer hid their identities from Ittoki because they already knew about the existence of ninjas. To commemorate the death of the previous clan leader, Ittoki and his friends were given the task of catching 100 fish. The way they fish is very unique. Using special equipment and their skills, they are able to catch many fish in a short amount of time. While fishing together, Kirai appeared more open than usual. She shared his origins as a stray ninja who had to rely on other clans. Despite that, Ittoki didn't look down on him. Instead, Ittoki thanked Kirai for the help she always provided. Hearing this, of course, made Kirai feel guilty towards him, as she had betrayed him since then. After successfully catching a lot of fish, the members of the IGA clan gathered for a dinner together. In the past, their situation was not as good as this. When the IGA clan was divided, Yumika managed to awaken all the members and unite them again. This made Ittoki realize the struggles his mother had gone through. As the leader of the clan, Yumika, who is Ittoki's mother, informed Ittoki that the IGA clan possessed a secret ninja core. In addition, she showed him a lineage scroll to strengthen his resolve. The next day, they received news that the Ninja Academy would be temporarily closed due to an upcoming extraordinary ninja conference. The previous conference was held decades ago, where they gathered to achieve a ceasefire. While this conference would discuss ninja code violations, the Koga clan was declared guilty of disrupting the balance that had been maintained for years. This was evidenced by the sudden disappearance of small clans after joining Koga. As the new leader of Koga, Kaido argued that it was baseless accusations. Additionally, when other clan leaders were asked if they had been influenced by Koga, most chose to remain silent except for Yumika, Ittoki's mother from the Isekai clan. After being accused of killing the leader of the Koga clan, Yumika defended her clan and revealed to everyone that Koga was developing a new weapon. She also provided information that Koga was attempting to obtain the Isekai clan's ninja core and attacking under the false pretense of revenge. In response to this, the Isekai clan was willing to destroy their inherited weapon as well, all in order to avoid bloodshed. After listening to Yumika's testimony, the leader of the Bizen clan began to confess that they had been influenced by Koga. Previously, they chose to remain silent because they didn't have the power to fight back. Upon hearing this confession, other clan leaders began to speak up, as almost every ninja clan felt disadvantaged by Koga's presence. In the end, they all agreed to testify against Koga's guilt. As the leader of Koga, Kido had to take responsibility for his actions. However, in the final moments, Yumika was also arrested as someone presented false evidence when Kishinmaru was killed. This incident prompted Ittoki to step forward as a representative of the leaders. Captain Kusugawara discovered inconsistencies in the evidence presented by Karajiashi, but he didn't have a chance to take action as someone killed him. Since Karajiashi took over as captain, Kazuki became suspicious that Karajiashi was involved in the disappearance of Kusugawara. Her suspicion arose because Karajiashi suddenly released Kido and sentenced Yumika to death. Unfortunately, Kazuki couldn't act recklessly because she didn't have permission to take action. Meanwhile, Kido, who had been released, offered a deal to Yumika. They would free Yumika in exchange for the secret core, as they believed it was a source of great power. However, even though she was offered freedom, Yumika refused to give it away. Elsewhere, the Isekai clan received news that their leader would be executed. As the successor leader, Ittoki faced a difficult choice. To save Yumika, Ittoki had to be willing to be exiled so that the other members wouldn't be involved. But Ittoki was still confused and didn't know what to do. Then Kusetsu reminded Ittoki that Yumika was the only family he had. With that realization, Ittoki understood that he couldn't hesitate. As the successor leader, he ordered all members to move and save Yumika. At the same time, the Koga clan had also prepared for a massive attack. Despite objections from some members, Kido proceeded with his plan and showed no mercy to those who opposed him. As ninjas, they didn't attack openly. They created chaos to divert attention, and then launched brutal attacks without being detected by the residents. Elsewhere, Kusetsu and Tokusada managed to infiltrate and rescue Yumika. However, they couldn't escape easily as the enemy had surrounded them. Based on the report, most of the enemy forces consist of machine ninjas, while their reserve forces outnumber the IG ninja forces. When surrounded, Tokusada asked Kusetsu to go with Yumika, while he himself would face the enemy forces alone. Despite defeating many machine ninjas, they kept appearing, overwhelming the IGA forces and making it impossible for them to face them all at once. While observing the enemy's movements, Ittoki felt something strange. The enemy forces seemed very cautious even though they had a larger number of troops. After investigation, they discovered that the machine ninjas had limited power and needed to be recharged alternately. Knowing this, they began to understand why the Koga clan wanted the secret ninja core. It seems they wanted an unlimited power source so that the machines would not have any weaknesses. After that, they searched for the charging location, and Toki and Ryoko decided to go there while Kairi chose to stay at the headquarters. A while later, Kazuki managed to obtain evidence that her captain was killed by Karaji Ishii. Therefore, she and her team immediately captured Karaji Ishii and allowed Tokisada to continue his journey. At the same time, Ittoki and Ryuku arrived at the headquarters of the machine ninjas. As they suspected, the machine forces had to recharge their power before launching an attack. To destroy the charging devices, Yo had some weapons that could be used, such as a jammer to temporarily disable the machines or a bomb to destroy the devices. However, when Ittoki was about to plant the bomb, someone stopped him. In addition, the machine ninjas had started moving again and took the bomb from him. But it turned out that it wasn't a machine ninja who took the bomb, but Kairi disguised as one. In the end, the IGA clan managed to turn the tide. But when Yumika returned home, Karajishi used a technique to control Kusetsu and made her kill Yumika, who was Ittoki's mother and the leader of the IG clan. This event caused deep sorrow for all members of the IGA clan. The Koga clan didn't just attack the IGA clan, but they deployed their entire army throughout the country. The IG clan, who had just been abandoned by their leader, began to experience division. Some of them wanted to punish Kusetsu for being considered a traitor, while others wanted to launch a retaliatory attack against the Koga clan. As the new clan leader, Ittoki couldn't make an immediate decision. Currently, he asked his mother's subordinates to be patient until his mother's funeral was over. Meanwhile, Toki's two friends began to say their goodbyes. Raikou had just been contacted by her father and was informed that he was being treated, while Kairi didn't have a specific reason. She simply felt it was time to go home. After bidding farewell to their friends, Tokisada invited Ittoki to see Kusetsu. At that time, Kusetsu was held captive and bound because she kept attempting suicide. According to her testimony, Kusetsu heard the sound of a bell inside her head. After that, her memories became more chaotic and suddenly she was covered in blood. Previously, Tokisada received a report about the relationship between Kusetsu and the Koga clan. It turns out that Kusetsu is one of Kito's concubine's children, who was spread to another clan. With this report, Tokisada also learned that they implanted a microchip to control him, so it can be confirmed that Kusetsu is not guilty. Meanwhile, in another place, Kiraya just arrived at his home. When she was about to report the condition of the IGA clan, suddenly the Koga forces attacked her territory, and Kairi was immediately pushed out. Her father himself faced all the enemies. At the same time, Ryuku visited her father at the hospital. Due to the cruelty of the Koga clan, her father could no longer work as a ninja craftsman. During Yumika's funeral ceremony, Suzaku attended the ceremony. His arrival caused a temporary argument between Ittoki and him, although Suzaku also understood the pain that Ittoki was experiencing, because Suzaku's own father had also been killed by his own clan. Then, when Suzaku returned home, he found a recording before Kishimaru's death. It turned out that Kito was the mastermind behind the murder case. He ordered someone to kill Kishimaru to fulfill the plan of eliminating all the ninjas. Toki's made a decision to address the issue with the Koga clan. He plans to submit the secret ninja core with certain conditions. This decision has faced a lot of opposition, as almost all members of the clan believe that it won't work. However, Ittoki remains steadfast in his decision, and anyone who opposes him will be considered a rebel. However, the Koga clan also rejects the peace proposal and chooses to attack the IJ clan again and forcibly take the secret core. In another place, Kairi visits Ryuko's house. At that time, Ryo was busy repairing damaged ninja equipment. Despite being alone, Ryuko continues to fight hard to defend and build her clan. On the other hand, Kairi is unable to do so. She reveals that her father was just killed. However, she doesn't feel sad because she has always hated him from a long time ago. Additionally, she acknowledges all her mistakes and appears to deeply regret her actions. After finding solid evidence, Suzaku immediately contacts Kido to lure his troops. Meanwhile, in the EGA territory, Ige clan members are protesting and demanding that Ittoki step down from his position. However, since Ittoki refuses to comply with their request, they begin planning a coup within their own clan. A short while later, the Koga forces begin to invade Suzaku's territory, and Suzaku counterattacks them from behind while trying to find out when they will attack the Ige clan. In another place, Kairi visits the Ige clan because she has betrayed them. However, Ittoki doesn't have time to talk to her. Additionally, Ittoki explains that Kairi is not a traitor. Later on the night when the IGA clan is planning the coup, Kazu discovers Reiha doing something suspicious. It turns out that Reiha is the true traitor, responsible for the death of the IGA previous leader and causing many casualties. The coup was actually planned by Ittoki to capture Reiha. Meanwhile, Ittoki himself is heading to the Koga clan, using the secret ninja corps. As Ittoki approaches the Koga main headquarters, Kusatsu and Tokisada intentionally follow him. Although Ittoki orders them to return, they do not obey his command as they have left the clan. The Koga clan plans to launch an attack at midnight, confident that the Ige clan will be wiped out within 30 minutes. A while later, Ittoki and the others arrive inside their headquarters. Despite being only 3 people, they manage to defeat many guarding forces. Additionally, with the help of Ryuko and Kairai, Ittoki is able to continue advancing towards Kido's room.
足止めできます。お届けしたものは問題なさそうです。キレイさん？いや、私は付き添い。今までごめん。ために来た。先に行ってください。気をつけて。
Along the way, they are confronted by a group of machine troops. It is at that moment that Ittoki uses the secret ninja corps, enhancing his attack power and speed. After Ittoki reaches Kido's room, he tries to reason with him. Ittoki says that he will give the secret ninja corps that has been protected by his clan, but as a condition to receive it, he wants Kido to destroy all weapons and admit to all his wrongdoing. After all the struggles he has gone through, Kido naturally refuses. Unlike Ittoki, Kaido reveals that he doesn't have a conscience as expected by Ittoki. He admits to having killed everyone who stood in his way, including Ittoki's mother. These words almost provoke Ittoki, but Kosetsu quickly calms Ittoki down because their goal has been achieved. Secretly, Ittoki records every word Kido says so that he can hand it over to the authorities. However, feeling deceived, Kido immediately attacks him. Ittoki doesn't stay idle and retaliates, causing Kido to be thrown back. Then, when Ittoki starts to let his guard down, Kido tries to shoot him, but his attempt fails because Takisada has arrived and kills him. With this, Ittoki no longer bears any burden, as the threat is gone and he can now choose his own path in life. This is the end of Shinobi no Ittoki Season 1. Thank you so much for staying in this channel and watching our videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can keep you updated with our latest contents. See you in the next video.